Alright, so the plan now is as Gonzo is continuing his fanfic, we're going to continue on with the next part of Elements of Gaming by Hell Raiden. When we last left off, the main six had just finished playing through Halo Reach. If we all remember
Halo Reach!
And we all learned that Fluttershy is officially a badass.
Whoa,
God, Fluttershy's just fuck! Don't fuck with her!
Exactly.
I know she has that strategy going, but Murdershy just pops into mind, you know?
Yeah.
If you
Anyways,
seriously piss her off, or like be a meanie or some shit like that, and you're God.
Anyway, second chapter I've linked in the chat. This time they'll be playing Gears of War.
Tom, shut the fuck up! No one cares about your dead wife!
Anyways, I think, are we all ready to start? We all got this?
Go ahead, I'm typing.
We got this. I
was typing.
Let us continue with The Elements of Gaming by Hell... What is this? Turkish? What do you want? Let me just going away on Steam, so... Alright. Let us continue with The Elements of Gaming by Hell Raiden.
Okay.
My dearest, most faithful student, it pleases me to hear that you and your friends are having such a wonderful time with the University of Electrical Engineering's newest invention, and learning many great lessons about friendship along the way. As such, I have deemed fit to send you any and all of the school's prototypes once they have finished what the development teams call beta testing.
In a nutshell...
You know what? You always need beta testing.
Yeah, but basically in a nutshell... We're shoving our video games into Equestria, and we're forcing Twilight and her friends to play with them.
Think of it as,
God, this is a face worse than death.
Think of it as privileged access to both the console and copies before they are released to the equestrian public. I am enclosing their next finished product with this letter for your friend's perusal. If the box art is anything to go by, it seems to be quite similar to the previous one that you had been sent alongside the Xbox 360. I do believe your friends Rainbow Dash and Applejack in particular will enjoy this one. Do send them my warmest regards. Your mentor, Princess Celestia.
Okay, let me stop you right there. Why would they say that? Why would she say that? What is it in Gears of War that she thinks Dash and Jack will like?
Joey?
One of the actual Xbox games I actually do enjoy playing. Gears of War. Holy shit. That is a gore fest in a fucking nutshell with a chainsaw attached to a gun.
And not only that, if memory serves me, the fandom always loves the Applejack Dash rivalry.
Yeah. Anyways, Twilight looked up from the letter she was reading to the other box that she was holding in her hoop, raising an eyebrow. And before anyone asked, no, I couldn't get I'm Shadow either, because she has to get up early to go to work tomorrow. So
damn work.
I'm sorry. I have no control over her work schedule.
I know you don't. It just sucks that I'm never gonna meet her in person.
No, at least both of you guys, the both of you will get to meet her. I promise I'll get her the next time we do this fanfic. Anyways, well, this does look pretty grim, said the purple unicorn with a hint of skepticism, giving Spike a sidelong glance. I don't see why Dash or Applejack wouldn't enjoy this. Next to her, her number one assistant had his eyes deeply rooted to the box. He seemed more than a little intrigued as he stroked his chin rather thoughtfully at the image of 4 huge armored stallions adorning the front cover, armed to the teeth, ripping with muscles. And was that one in the front carrying a chainsaw or a gun?
Yes.
Met up with a 332X Lancer. AKA
I'm gonna be honest with you here. That already sounds badass, and I've already played a badass game on the Wii where you had a metal hand with a chainsaw built in.
Oh, I think I know what you're talking about. Wasn't that one banned?
No, Mad World is actually still around.
Wow, holy shit! I thought it was banned.
No, I actually have a copy of Mad World. I love that game.
Anyways, Gears of War, huh? The young dragon remarked, biting back a snicker. That doesn't scream flank-kicking awesome. I don't know what does. Why don't you want to bet Rainbow Dash and Applejack will be all over this like Pinkie on cupcakes?
At least we're on that one. No, fuck you.
Real smooth, Spike. Drawl Twilight, her voice literally oozing with sarcasm at every single word. Regardless, she smiled it off and prompted him to hop on. Come on, number one assistant, we got a game to play. Hop, skip, and a jump later, Spike was on Twilight's back as the duo headed to their destination, the rolling orchards of Sweet Apple Acres.
Wait,
Oh.
What the hell?
they have a TV over there?
I think they're just going to
Yeah.
fetch I think they're just going to fetch AJ.
Yeah, okay, that seems right.
There we
Here's those
go. Now
Applejack,
finally
why
let's
not?
begin.
Gears of War? Said Applejack, reading the title of the box. Her eyebrow gave an arch, but came up short at hiding the anticipatory glimmer twinkling in her eyes. Somehow she just couldn't stop staring at the stallions adorning the box's cover.
For the sake of argument, my point is one of the stallions on the cover. Because of
Man.
reasons.
Man,
I am Dom. My wife.
man, them engineers over at that fancy university sure got some imagination, don't they, Twi? As a graduate of the Canterlot University for Magical Arts, Twilight had quite a number of run-ins with the undergraduates of the University of Electrical Engineering, calling them eccentric. The University of Electrical Engineering, the guys who sent them these games.
Oh.
Calling them eccentric would be like saying Fluttershy was louder than Photo Finish by a mile.
That's kind
horses
of. I don't think that really make much sense.
It really wouldn't.
If they are, what,
Pretty much
if this,
would be saying. Pretty much would be saying it would be an understatement.
yeah, I think they should have been going with saying that they are eccentric would be like saying that Fluttershy is louder than a Metallica concert. Although
Oh,
they
you have
wouldn't be
not heard
referring to
shit.
that.
Well, that,
Isn't that new
Ghost of
movie supposed to
Metallica.
drop in like 2 days?
that makes even less sense.
Dude, that's fucking loud.
Isn't
Anyway.
Metallica's new movie supposed to
Yeah.
like drop in 2 days? I don't.
Truer than never? I want to see that. I really
Yeah,
do.
it will be. I mean, I kind of excited because, well, last night I saw their appearance on the Colbert Report, and
Or-
yeah, I was just rocking out to one of their classic hits. What was it? For Whom the Bell
Surgeon
Tolls.
Simulator.
Anyways, well, you could say they're a very inspired bunch of ponies, she replied, shrugging her shoulders and giving Applejack a rather sheepish grin that almost looked like it was plastered on. Applejack excuse me. Try that again. Applejack raised an eyebrow at Twilight's reaction, but ultimately decided that prodding the issue any further might not be the course of action. So, who's joining us for this year's testing session, Twilight? Well, I invited Rarity and Fluttershy. Oh, God. Rarity and Fluttershy playing Gears of War. I can only imagine the worst.
We already saw what happened when they played Halo Reach, so I wouldn't throw that as a possibility.
But apparently Rarity has a massive order to fill for hoity-toity that's due with the Canterlot Fashion Expo tomorrow afternoon. Fluttershy can't come either because apparently she's babysitting Opal lessons to keep Rarity's outfit scratched. Well,
Well,
then.
should have
Well,
bought
that
her a
makes sense.
damn scratching post or whatever.
Or hell, she shouldn't even gotten the damn cat to begin with.
And the rest? And the rest? Rainbow's taking off from the Weather Patrol today, so she'll definitely be joining us to play. Pinkie Pie was supposed to fill an order of sweet and sour cupcakes. What? Sweet and sour cupcakes.
Sounds like I don't know. Has she been to McDonald's recently? I don't.
You know, speaking of McDonald's, I actually went down and tried some of the new Mighty Wings they've got. Because, yeah, McDonald's has wings now, chicken wings.
Right.
Sounds delicious.
Okay, this is strange.
They're really nothing special, to be honest.
Hey, guys.
What?
I know this
chicken,
is probably
chicken.
a terrible time, but Surgeon Simulator just got an update.
I noticed.
What is it about? I didn't get to play it yet.
Apparently much like the Meet the Medic one, it's a new event. So far, you know that notepad? There's
Yeah.
a notepad on the side of the desk
Yeah?
that now says called Terra or something.
Trisha.
Yeah, well, now you can actually legitly use your phone. Ultimate challenge right here. Dial. And the thing is, the number's scratched out, so you're gonna have to figure it out on your own.
Main 6 playing Surgeon Simulator. Now that's an idea. Well, I did Pinkie
Oh,
Pie and I
boy.
did Murder Shy.
Oh God, watch out.
What about the others, though?
I'm gonna
Alright.
be honest
Oh.
with you. I think Surgeon Simulator is on the wrong platform. That thing should have been made for either
No.
the Wii or the PS3
Oh,
with
shit.
PlayStation
Well, you know,
Move, 'cause-
it's compatible with the Oculus Rift and Razer Hider controller. Anyway, let's get
okay,
back
well,
to this.
yeah, that I can give you, but In terms of like, instead, it should have also been on the Wii and the PS3 with PlayStation Move. Those are the only consoles where I could actually see it working.
Anyway, let's get back to this. Pinkie Pie was supposed to fill an order of sweet and sour cupcakes, but since it's not urgent, Mr. and Mrs. Cake decided to give her the day off to join us. Oh, fuck, she's actually going to join them.
Run.
Pinkie Pie and Gears of War. Why is it I got the feeling that only terror and bad things will come from this?
I'd say yes, but I really don't think this is merit enough for Pinkie Pie to make an appearance, so no.
How can you be so certain about that, Keirro?
Oh, wait, hold on. We're talking about the goriest game known to man? Yeah, I take it back.
Yeah, that's what I thought. Anyways.
Well, Mad World's a close second, so...
Yeah. Applejack was, to say the least, skeptical. Pinkie Pie, you sure about that, Twi? I mean, she's don't quite look like the type that might take too nice to this sort of game. And you witty way you're playing, Keirro.
Huh.
Yep.
Yeah. I never turn away a friend who's offered to help, Applejack. She's welcome to leave anytime she feels uncomfortable, though. Well, if you say so. But I won't say I told you so if I have to say I told you so, Sugar Cube. Ooh.
Sugar burn.
I don't get it.
She said, well, if you say so. But I won't say I told you so if I have to say I told you so, Sugar Cube. Yeah.
Damn it.
Confused burn. Let's just go.
Before Twilight could utter a word in response, a rainbow-colored streak soared down from the clouds above, impacting the ground between the two ponies with the force of a tiny explosion and kicking up a sizable dust cloud. Coughing as she waved aside the offending dirt, Twilight squinted through the dust cloud to find Rainbow Dash mounted atop Applejack in a rather awkward position.
Getting a little dirty there, aren't you?
Lesbians.
Dirty.
Coughing as she... Wait, excuse me. Oops! Rainbow Dash giggled sheepishly as she struck to her feet quicker than a speeding bullet, leaving a slightly battered Applejack to pick herself up from the dirt. Excuse me, Applejack? Now on the Rainbow, ain't you had enough of dropping in on ponies like that? Yelled a visibly annoyed Applejack. Oh, come on, Applejack. What's the point of having wings if you're not going to use them? You could darn well learn how to use them right. Let's look at what you did to Twilight and Spike over there. Looking over confusedly, Rainbow Dash couldn't help but give a little grin and look down at her hooves when she realized just how dust-caked her two friends were. Sorry, guys. Twilight, despite the immense amount of dirt and dust caking her face, seemed rather unfazed, if a little peeved. That's quite all right, Rainbow Dash, a lavender unicorn muttered, wobbling off what dust she could with her hoof. Come on, let's not waste any more time and get started on the testing session. Realizing something was amiss, Twilight tapped her best friend on the shoulder. Twi? I thought you said Pinkie was joining us for this here testing session. Oh, yes. I told her to go ahead and wait for us at my laboratory. She lives closer to me than most of you, so I thought it'd be more convenient for her to... Whizzing past Twilight with a gust of wind that whipped her friend's coiffure sideways. Whatever the word is. Coiffure sideways. Rainbow Dash was already well on her way to her friend's underground lab. Time's wasting, guys! Race the Applejack! Oh, no, you don't just do that, Rainbow Dash! Yelled Applejack as she took off at breakneck speed, trying to catch up to the two blue-coated Pegasus before she got too far ahead. Oh my, here we go again, snickered Twilight, smiling to herself before she set off after her two best friends. Well then.
That just got less interesting. Speedy chase. Let's go.
Rainbow Dash and Applejack's immediate reactions upon seeing the game's introduction were to go wide-eyed with excitement. The logo saying Epic Games only served to heighten their anticipation. Epic
Games. Now with less Cliff Wikinski.
Oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man, oh man! This is gonna be the most awesomest Gotham game in the history of awesome ever! Rainbow Dash rattled on excitedly, practically shaking in her seat.
Pinkie moment.
Hey guys, what's up? Oh, speak of the devil.
Spock!
A familiar, sugary, high-pitched voice floated into the air, and suddenly Rainbow Dash and Applejack found Pinkie Pie's face sandwiched between their shoulders, her eyes staring widely at the screen. Woo, that's a lot of red, squealed the pink earth pony, staring transfixed at the main screen's blood-red tinge, as a short, melancholy tune began to play from the basement speakers. And that tune, for those who are wondering...
What?
I don't think it's playing loud enough, but...
I think it's
It's basically the 14 years after E-Day song, whatever it is.
Oh, E-Day.
Yeah. The main title theme for Gears of War, if you will.
I don't think we heard
I always
anything.
thought it was Mad World.
Anyways, my gosh, she's right, Applejack mused. Archie and I recalled the game's questionable aesthetic design. It looks like an awful lot like blood. Just what in darnation kind of game is this anyway?
Oh, God, you don't want
Y'all don't want to fuck with that.
The box's details refer to it as a third-person shooter, whatever that means, Twilight said uncertainly, the video game's box suspended in the air before her by her horn's magic. But, gosh, I never really noticed the pictures on the other side. They're awfully violent and bloody. I mean, you gotta have a little suspension of disbelief when you're playing a game, but this looks a little more graphic than I care to stomach. Bah! I can handle a little blood, no problem! Proclaimed Rainbow Dash's great bravado. I've seen like tons of blood! More blood than you can ever imagine!
Oh, yeah, right.
Where?
Some of them will be from your own cupcakes.
Are you sure? Are you sure, Dashy? Pinkie Pie said in a suddenly low, sinister voice, a creepy grin peeping over her face. I'd like to take you up on that claim. Oh!
Oh, and this is where cupcakes started, people. Holy cupcakes! Anybody want cupcakes?
That...
Oh!
Rest in peace, Michael Jackson. And let's hope that that damn trial is over with.
Anyways. Applejack laughed nervously, inching away from the pink earth pony next to her as the former began to lean in uncomfortably close to Rainbow Dash. Well, why don't we all just get started here, yeah? Time's a-wasting. Before any pony could react, Applejack had snatched up both her controller and Rainbow Dash's and had selected split-screen co-op, heading straight to normal difficulty this time.
Whoa.
Pussies. You're going normal. What a bunch of pussies.
Welcome to I'm Going to Kick Your Ass, the game.
Oh, wait, that's right. You need to beat the game first time to unlock Insanity Mode.
Yeah. She didn't need to risk bursting another blood vessel in her brain from the stress of repeatedly dying thanks to a harder-than-normal difficulty. She quickly handed the controller back to Rainbow Dash, who was now visibly edging away from Pinkie Pie with a nervous grin. Well, Pinkie Pie, you're, about to, find out... Oh, for Leslie's sakes, Pinkie, stop doing that! You're creeping me out!
Too bad your time has come now. Time to die now.
Abruptly, the pink earth pony lost a slasher smile that was making her look like a deranged serial killer, and she burst out into peals of laughter, flopping onto her back while pointing a hoof at Rainbow Dash. Oh, come on, Dashy, I'm just playing! Pinkie said in between bursts of laughter as she shrugged
I
to
don't
take control of
believe
herself,
you.
giving her friend a jovial hug. Man, you really lose it easily, don't you, Dashy? Only around you, I do. Rainbow Dash muttered under her breath before turning her attention back over on the screen before her. Soon enough, the introductory cutscene began to play, and as the story of the game unfurled, the ponies watched in awed horror as a cold, detached voice narrated the history of the ponies of Sarah. Unlike the idyllic land of Equestria, the denizens of the fictional world before them were ponies beleaguered by endless war. The surface of their planet was nothing save for bloodied ashes and ghost towns as demonic creatures called the Locust emerged from the depths of the earth to cut a bloody swath through all who stood in their way. Whether it was the Pegasi, Unicorn, or even simple earth ponies, every single stallion, mare, and foal fell through the bloody onslaught that burned countless cities and sunk hundreds more, their deaths displayed in a plethora of blood and viscera that seemed almost too brutal to be real. Well then. As the voice narrated the war's final days, it spoke of a horrific final solution to put an end to the Locust rampage. They would rather burn their lands to the ground than let the Locust have them. Without warning, colossal orange beams of ripping energy descended from the sky, igniting the pony-built cities with enormous explosions, forcing them to burnt-out withered husks.
What was that?
Oh, wait, I think someone just yelled.
Keirro's...
Yeah, that's because my sister's at the door freaking... hold on, I'll be right back.
Alright, let's... Man, I gotta get some water anyways.
Alright. The last
I'm
resource
surprised that I'm
Ice Mask
maintaining sanity now.
Bomb. No, don't worry, I've done lost it.
I still say WarioWare is the work of the devil. Or some demented, fucked up person who really hates humanity. Like whoever made that Sword Art Online. That bastard must really hate humanity.
Not much as I do. I really do hate humanity.
And by the way, the reason why I was quiet is because I'm right now concentrating, trying to drain out the, you know, the insanity and all, and concentrating on the fanfic while listening to that. I'm not sure I'm not sure if it's just rude or being that dedicated or something.
Yeah, at least you're doing something.
Yeah.
Or at least it's productive.
Ooh, excuse me.
Productive as productive can get. I think I might actually equip this to the sniper.
How's that
Item back.
Equestria Fortress pack coming, Joey?
Working on doing some re-ramps for the sniper Twilight one.
Anyways. Oh, Celestia, this is horrible! Twilight had her four hooves covering her mouth in horror as the introduction played out before her. This was completely unlike Halo Reach before it. While the former had been beautiful and majestic, if somewhat melancholy, Twilight Sparkle found herself completely aback by the sheer horror and brutality of what Gears of War presented them with. Doi!
Well, it's Gears of War, I've heard it.
You're just gonna get gore. Somewhat interesting storyline plus more gore.
Oh, here we go. Oh, these locust buzzards are gonna pay! Rainbow Dash said through gritted teeth, her hooves twitching on her controller, already itching to deliver some lead-filled death to the ones responsible for all the bloodshed she laid out before her. Applejack was watching the visual display before her with eyes as wide as saucers as she turned to Twilight. Twi, stand by what I said earlier. The Imagineers over at the University have one hey of an imagination.
One hey of an imagination. That's a new one. That's seriously a new one.
Oh, Pinkie Pie absently wondered, attracting odd looks from her friends. Are the locusts related to parasprites?
Hey, you know what? I would take that too. I would seriously take that.
Seems likely.
Really?
Paris brightly. Terrible pun. It's terrible.
I don't think so, Pinkie, Twilight answered. At least the parasprites didn't go about murdering and slaughtering everything they came across. Oh, I can't wait to get my hooves on those darn locusts. Rainbow Dash practically ground out, already ready and raring to go, her eyes utterly focused on the screen. Eesh.
Are these things really some
Looks
parasprites?
like
In my world,
someone over there's in MLG Pro mode.
Yeah.
Pro!
As the introduction faded to black and the first level started, all the gathered ponies immediately had their eyes riveted on the screen, waiting for what would happen next. At first, Twilight thought there was something wrong with the video feed as the words "Ashes, 4 days after E-Day" appeared on the screen, but the image remained dark. Barely anything was visible when suddenly a gray scampering silhouette flitted across the screen. The maddening gibbering of several rabid animals suddenly burst from the speakers, and Twilight started before realizing it was part of the game. Thank Celestia Fluttershy wasn't here. The poor Pegasus would have probably just suffered from a heart attack. I wouldn't doubt that.
I don't know. Sometimes a quiet one surprise you.
As paling downward, the screen revealed nothing but an impenetrable darkness, save for a single slit of light through what appeared to be a door to an outside world. At the sound of heavy gunfire and the sickening squelch of blood drew closer, the room flooded with searing light as a heavily armored pony kicked down the door. "What are you doing here?" muttered a gruff voice from within the rank depths of what appeared to be a prison cell. Obviously not the pony who was standing in the light. "Getting you out!" through the pony's face. Excuse me. Though the pony's face was barely visible in the darkness, in his level, calm voice immediately marked him as friendly. "Here, put this on. You'll need it." Stallion threw a large bag into the cell, cocking his head towards it. Heading towards the inmate, armor that had not long seen a battle gave a creaking rustle as it was thrown over the shoulders of a bulky stallion, once more called into service. "You're getting a lot of trouble for doing this." As the stallion finally stepped forward into the light, every pony could finally see his face. Sporting a countenance scarred by the horrors of war, his eyes were dark and beady with the cold, calculated effectiveness of a seasoned killer. Sporting a do-rag that covered his mane as his heavily muscled body tensed and rippled beneath his armor, he was clearly no stranger to conflict.
Yeah,
Marcus.
kind of would be, because that's how Gears were trained.
Whoa. Rainbow Dash's jaw had gone slack upon seeing the stallion in the light, and Applejack could have sworn the cyan Pegasus was practically drooling at the sight of his muscles.
What?
Rainbow Dash has a crush on Dom.
Oh, great. I can smell the picture. I can smell the picture. I can see the pictures now.
I ship it like FedEx, god damn it.
Ship
Like
it!
Yeah, ship it with a 99% chance of it actually being there.
I ship it FedEx overnight delivery.
Not anymore. Things have changed. We better go. Second soldier pony stated, hint of urgency in his voice. Pinkie Pie gushed. Aw, he's so sweet, such a great guy. He's breaking his friend out of prison.
That's really nice. Really
Who else but Pinkie?
Dear.
Not me.
Pinkie Pie, I don't think that's how it works, Twilight laughed. What about the other prisoners? First Stallion asked, pausing for a moment as he stepped out of his cell. Can't just leave them here. They're gone. Oofman pardoned everybody. Sound right. Resentful sarcasm in the Stallion's voice couldn't have been plainer than the blood staining his cell's wall. Darn right he did. Welcome back to the army, soldier. Second Stallion's tone was meant to be welcoming and comforting, but it failed to instill any of said feelings in his comrade. If anything, it did just the opposite. Shit.
Language?
Seriously,
Did we
he does
forget to
actually
mention
say
language?
that.
Yeah, he said the S word.
Did...
So, who gives a shit? He's back in the army. What do you think's gonna happen?
Yeah. Rainbow Dash barked out a laugh, slapping her thigh. Oh, I like the Stallion style already! As control was finally returned to them, Applejack and Rainbow Dash moved their characters forward, and an option eventually presented itself on screen in the form of a two-way choice. Alright, we got two options. As the ponies spoke to one another, the ponies assembled could make out two names. Apparently the inmate was an Earth pony by the name of Marcus, while his friend was a Pegasus by the name of Dominic. We can go back the way I came, through the guards' quarters. It's gonna take some time, but it's safe. Or we can go through the prison blocks and get right into the fight. Your choice. I wonder what choice they're gonna go with.
Probably knowing them and probably knowing both of theirs, they probably go headstrong.
Brooding over the choice a little, Applejack weighed her options. What do you think, Rainbow? Maybe we should, get ourselves a hang of this here game before... What, are you scared? Sneered Rainbow Dash, forcibly yanking Applejack's controller out from between her hooves and slamming down on the left trigger. Of course we're headed ready to the fight!
Oh, God.
Yeah.
There's that headstrong attribute.
Let's take the prison blocks. I'm ready to kick some flank, Marcus said, once Rainbow Dash had slammed her hoof down on the left trigger, and the Cyan Pegasus let out a loud whoop. Woo! Kick some flank, baby! Yet in spite of her admiral enthusiasm, here we go. The next 30 minutes were spent in a haze of rage, virtual blood, and multiple deaths, as Rainbow Dash's bravado and haste ended up backfiring on her yet again.
And here comes Rainbow Rage.
How the hell do you aim this darn thing? Applejack almost yelled as she blind fired again and again at a locust not more than 5 meters in front of her, failing to hit her enemy not more than a few times. She had thought that Gears of War was similar enough to Halo Reach that the control schemes would be rather similar, but that she could not have been more wrong.
Oh yeah, they're definitely fucking different.
Yep.
Never died in
That's-
flavored Gears of War, only twice on Insane against the General.
Rom, let's go.
Left trigger! Left trigger! Yelled Pinkie Pie from behind them, her face buried in the instruction manual. Oh wow, she is the only one who bothered to read that thing.
Congratulations,
instruction manuals,
Pinkie
like I
Pie
said.
is now the 1% of people who actually read instruction manuals.
Fuck you.
Honestly, Dashy, you should have known better than to force Applejack along without going through the tutorial first. Everybody knows you gotta crawl before you can gallop. I'm kind of busy now, Pinkie Pie. Dash ground out from behind clenched teeth yet again, as the three locust drones in front of her started raining bullets on her once again.
Well, unfortunately, Rainbow Dash must have been lucky enough to actually fly instead of actually crawl.
The Pegasus yanked the analog stick left and right as she mashed the right trigger in a wild frenzy, but her character somehow couldn't move any faster than a slow waddle as her shots kept soaring overhead, missing time and time again. Meanwhile, the locusts seemed to have no problem hitting her at all. If anything, it seemed as though they were having the time of their lives, shooting at fish in a barrel. What in Celestia's name is this? We were moving way faster in Halo Reach! moaned Rainbow Dash in frustration as Dom collapsed to the floor again. Applejack immediately sent Marcus sprinting over through the open to revive him, but was warded by a relentless relentless hail of bullets that ended up sending him to the floor as well. Yep.
You guys gotta take cover! It says here in the manual, press A to take cover!
As Pinkie Pie's voice rang insistently in their heads, the two designed to heed her advice rather than argue.
Give me that manual!
Rambled Rainbow Dash, her mane frazzled and her face contorted by a frown as she rudely snatched the manual out of Pinkie Pie's hooves.
Blah, blah, blah. Press A to cover, blah, blah, blah. Directional pad to swap, yada, yada, yada. Left trigger to aim, press B to melee.
Alright, I got it now.
Now, it's time to kick some flank.
Hold on, yo, let me get a look at this here first. With a deft snatch, Applejack stole the manual out from Rainbow Dash's hooves before the Pegasus could once more callously toss it aside.
Aw, gosh darn it, Rainbow. You gonna skip over the whole section on reloading this here weapon. Says here we're supposed to wait until this here bar reaches a clear zone to reload proper.
That system, remember that?
I don't know, I've never played Gears. I've only seen people play Gears, I've never played it myself.
No, you remember that, Joey? That system in Gears of War with the reload?
Oh god, the perfect reload. Hey, at least you were rewarded for it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah!
Let's
Perfect reload.
wonder what Rainbow Dash has to say about that.
Reload schmeload. I'll reload when I'm out of bullets.
Oh yeah, well then you're
That's
fucked.
the point, you bitch!
You still have to reload.
Thankfully, Dash had at least deigned to take cover and aim this time. Her shots actually somewhat hitting the Locust as they charge in coverless and vulnerable.
Oh yeah!
Bellowed Rainbow Dash, giving an ecstatic whoop that mirrored her own avatar's victory cry as the Locusts began to die in droves.
See that? That's what happens when you got Ponyville's #1 flyer on your side. You Locusts are so in for flank kicking.
This is the part where I say, shut the fuck up, bitch.
As the two friends moved forward, a veritable war zone greeted them as the two soldier ponies found themselves engaged on all fronts by a storm of locusts. The game's intense, booming orchestral soundtrack pounding a steady, heart-pounding rhythm as they fought. And that would be the train wreck theme, the theme of the locust. Yeah.
Sounds like something you hear in those plastic little tubes that have ripples in them.
Probably because my head.
Like one of those prop ones that when you pop open the lid, it plays like a predetermined sound or some crap.
Anyways,
Quick! Found someplace to hide, Dash!
yelled Applejack, quickly sliding Marcus into a crouching stance behind a piece of loose rubble as gunfire soared over her head. Unfortunately, Rainbow Dash wasn't nearly as lucky. 3 shots hit her head as she failed to react in time to Applejack's warning.
Horse apples!
Dash cursed as she blindly sprayed gunfire from the hip, sending Dominic into a frenzied backpedal as he emptied his magazine in the general direction of whatever locust soldiers she could see.
Dashy, you're wasting your bullet thingies. You won't be able to... It's alright, Pinkie. Just give me a second. I've got this.
You don't got this, bitch!
As the gun clicked empty, the game automatically started reloading Dash's weapon. As the reload bar appeared right below her weapon's portrait indicator, she knew she had just had to time a second press just at the right... Holy horse apples, that wide region was small! Hey, you think?
The what?
Area for the perfect reload.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa, wait, no!
Rainbow Dash cried out in grief as her attempt to an active reload failed. Her second press of the right bumper flying way out of the mark, and Dominic began smacking his magazine in frustration, desperately attempting to clear the jam in his rifle. With no fire to keep the Locust off balance, shot after shot slammed again and again into Dash's character, sending him spiraling to the floor in defeat once again. Somehow I knew that logic would get her killed again, eh? Yeah. And it suddenly got quiet.
Because reasons.
In the meantime, Applejack is hanging back on the cover. Oh, take it easy there, Gonzo. Smiley popping up only every now and then as the locusts revealed themselves, peppering them from afar with bursts of fire that came within inches of their heads.
You can help me up over here, AJ!
Yelled Rainbow Dash as over the steadily quickening thrum of her character's heartbeat. Indeed, Dom was visibly panicking as the pool of blood surrounding him grew larger by an inch. Inch by inch, excuse me.
Some pony, help! Well, if you had... Yeah, I know. So get your flank over here and help me out before I bleed out. I can. If I go out there, the locusts will get me too. Then we're gonna have to restart all over again. Better than sitting here and let me bleed out, right? Throw a grenade or something! Yeah, how much longer do you think it'll be before they actually get this shit together?
I'm gonna say never.
Joey?
Sorry, guys.
What?
Right here.
Sorry, you got one quiet on us there.
Sorry, my brother's playing the game and he's refusing to turn it down, so I'm just gonna start muting my mic.
Oh.
If I'm not gonna talk. Alright.
Alright, sorry about that. Alright, so, carrying on. Growling, Applejack immediately hit up on her D-pad before arcing her vision skyward and hitting the right trigger, blindly tossing a grenade in the general direction of the Locust soldiers. But she didn't even wait to see the results of her toss. Instead, her hoof immediately hit A, and Marcus hurled himself over the piece of rubble he had been taking cover behind, coming up right next to the downed Dominic. "Don't worry, Rainbow, I got you!" Applejack exclaimed fervently as she mashed on X in a panic the moment the prompt appeared on screen. Marcus immediately lowered himself to a crouch, yanking Dominic to his feet, and the encroaching red completely disappeared from Rainbow Dash's side of the screen. "All right, RD's back in the action!" Rainbow Dash whooped triumphantly as Dominic got back onto his feet. Almost as she hit A, and Dominic smoothly slid himself down behind another piece of cover right in front of Marcus, while Applejack sent Marcus hurtling back to where he came from in a dismantled maneuver over the rubble. Oh, so now she's getting it, huh?
Huh. I stand corrected.
Yeah. 1 second, just talking to Shadow here.
What happened?
I sent her the script I sent you before, Gonzo. The one for...
Oh yeah, the big milestone pride. Fuck.
Not Apocalypse, something different.
Oh yeah, I forgot. It's big secret.
So many damn projects I had to voice. Yikes. And none of them are even uploaded.
I'm waiting on MemJ for the one I'm currently on.
Speaking of which, I wonder if she's on. Oh, wait.
What?
Before I forget. Just hide.
What?
Just hiding it. Just hiding her. That way she doesn't get like an influx of requests.
Oh.
She's on Do Not Disturb. You could try to reach her.
So nervous, man.
We're here. We're here. She's kind. She's not like stuck up or anything.
I know that. Just the fact I'm still a shy fuck when it comes to introducing myself to people like her.
Maybe when we're done with all this and she has free time, maybe I'll introduce you on your behalf.
That would be nice. Anyways, let's get back to them playing Gears of War, shall we? Alright. Coming back up to where she was before, Applejack steadied her aim once more, popping Marcus back up out of cover to rain fire upon the Locust again, only to find Rainbow Dash's avatar right smack in front of her, is blocking off the line of fire. Come on, Rainbow. Consort it, Rainbow, you're blocking my shots! Applejack tried to move Marcus to the side and shivered round Rainbow Dash, but Dominic seemed to mirror her movements perfectly, almost as though she was intentionally preventing her from taking any shots at all. Oh, come on, Rainbow. Really?
Douche move, bitch. Douche move. Douche move.
Sorry, I can't hear ya! Rainbow Dash exclaimed ecstatically, too caught up in the rush of battle to even register what Applejack was saying. Busy killing Locust! I said! Would you kindly get the buck out of the way, please? Marcus suddenly shouted. Ooh.
What?
Their in-game characters shouted at Rainbow Dash.
They actually, they shout at each other if you're doing something. If you stand too long, the characters will actually chat or idle chat. But if you're taking shots or in the way, they'll actually say, "Get the fuck out the way! You're kicking my shots!"
Yeah.
They'll actually scream at it.
It was enough of a surprise that Rainbow Dash's hoof went slack, releasing the left trigger and sending Dominic ducking down behind cover. The two players stared at the screen for several minutes before Applejack hit the pause button and burst into laughter. Oh man, that was priceless! They make years sure think of everything, don't they? It's almost as if they know someone like you's gonna be playing Rainbow. The orange Earth pony was practically in stitches as she tried to catch her breath amidst her laughter. Yeah, keep rubbing it in, AJ. Rainbow Dash scowled as she quickly reached over and hit the start button again, unpausing the game and throwing the duo back into the thick of the fray. Come on, we got some flame to kick. The remainder of the level progressed rather well, seeing that Rainbow Dash and Applejack were finally learning from their mistakes and playing the game properly. Well, that's a relief. Yet, for all their improvement, the two ponies were both rushers in every sense of the word. Rainbow Dash had a propensity for charging ahead of Applejack, while her blonde-maned friend had the rather bad habit of always trying to settle every battle up close and personal with the butt of her rifle. That didn't stop Applejack from killing any less loggers than Rainbow Dash, though. Yee-haw! Get along, little doggies! Oh.
Because Applejack, she can do that. Shut the fuck up. She's awesome.
Applejack Crow.
Motherfucker!
What?
God damn it, this level in Wind Waker is kicking my ass.
What, you got Wind Waker HD?
No, the original Wind Waker on GameCube.
Oh.
The fuck! I hate those things.
I hope that I wasn't like. Sorry, I was hoping that he wasn't doing this out of sarcasm.
Applejack Crow, the satisfying of their 5th successful active reload, music to her ears. So she's actually gotten the perfect reload down. Why does that not surprise me? Yeah. Soon enough, she was cutting down locusts like there was no tomorrow, quickly catching up with Rainbow Dash's body count. The Cyan Pegasus, despite her successes with her rather straightforward strategy of charging forward and killing as many locusts as she could, was somewhat dampened by every failed active reload she attempted whenever her magazine ran dry. Aw, come on! Why can't I get this darn thing down? Rainbow Dash groaned as Dominic began smacking his magazine again, attempting to get his gun to work. Ah, the hay with this! In a little hissy fit, rather out of character for the normally overconfident Pegasus, Rainbow Dash threw Dominic over the piece of rubble he had been hiding behind, and began charging him in the general direction of the last locust alive in the courtyard. Oh, jeez. Charging forward. Why is that not going to end well for me?
Because charging forward is the least optimal strategy and will probably get your ass shot and turned into Swiss cheese.
The locust drone barely had time to react before Rainbow Dash's avatar was right up in its face. As soon as the Cyan Pegasus' character had reached her mark, she began mashing away the B button, smashing the drone's face in repeatedly with the butt of her rifle in a maddened frenzy, sending her enemy face forward into the dirt. Aha! Take that, you sneaking locust! Yeah.
The following is a paid public service announcement brought to you by G Moderation X.
Delta, there's something below... Try that again. Delta, there's something moving below ground over. I see it too. What are we looking at? Hey, if I know. Marcus, you gotta get to the Raven, now! As the gathered mares watched, the two soldier ponies sprinted across the courtyard's exit to the waiting helicopter, when the very ground they once stood on came apart.
2012, anyone?
Roaring like a mad Dursa Major and fuck you for that end of the world theme, a gigantic armored spider bursts forth from the ground, roaring at the two as they scrambled on board their helicopter. Yeesh. Giant spider. Keep my girlfriend away from this one, then.
Well, I think they just came across a corpser.
In an attempt to drag the two to their death, the spider lashed out, attempting to impale the helicopter upon its youngest claws. But the strikes went wide and the two ponies made their escape, leaving the enraged beast far behind them. Woo! Exclaimed Rainbow Dash, dizzy with excitement, as she high-hoofed Applejack on a job well done. We got serious flank on that one. Ooh! Can I have a turn next, Dashy? Oh, God.
Don't
that
give
game's
her
not gonna
the
end well.
controller if you value your life.
Rainbow... I think I've saved the world enough for now. You play next, Pinkie Pie. Oh, fuck.
Excuse me while I run and duck for cover and fucking kiss my ass goodbye.
Oh, right! Yelled Pinkie Pie, giving a backflip and landing right smack in Rainbow Dash's seat. Soon enough, the next level was underway. Dropping both Marcus and Dom in a courtyard, Applejack and Pinkie Pie found their location was under siege as locusts rained bullets all around their position. Fairly experienced by now, Applejack immediately threw herself behind cover as the first salvo of bullets flew overhead. Pinkie! Find some cover for if you've come filled with more holes than Swiss cheese faster than you'll know it! Yeah.
Didn't I just say something about Swiss cheese?
I thought you did. I thought
Swiss
you did.
Cheese, yes.
What?
Seriously, is it me or am I? Is it like I know what Pinkie's going to do? Is it just me or what?
Surprisingly, Pinkie... Oh, you listen to this. Surprisingly, Pinkie had turned out to be a rather competent player, quickly ducking behind an aqueduct as she narrowly missed getting hit by a few stray projectiles. And mind the mic, my cat has come onto my lap now.
It's funny how like the most, I like the big people on YouTube that I actually know or sort of know own cats. It's crazy.
You can probably hear him purring now, but yeah.
You
Yeah,
own a
cats are
cat.
pretty
Aaron
little.
Hansen owns a cat. I mean, what?
Cats are great.
Yeah.
Just got to be cautious about
I'd
something.
be surprised if Markiplier owned a cat. I would not be surprised.
Applejack immediately popped Marcus up out of cover. Yeah, and now he's touching the mic. Yes, hello. Yes, say hello to my cat, Livestream. Yes, he's touching the mic right now.
He's purring.
Yeah.
He's purring and
Means he's
rubbing
happy.
the microphone.
Means he's happy.
Hopefully, he's not going to mark his territory.
Nah, he's probably spayed. He or she's probably spayed.
Anyways,
Neutered, all that.
Applejack
Remember, spay
immediately
neuter your animals.
Applejack immediately popped Marcus up out of cover to give Pinkie some support. Yet, much to her shock, unlike the previous rifle she had been holding, this one neglected short bursts of fire like her previous rifle, and instead opted for a steady stream of red-hot death. After a moment, a steely grin spread over AJ's face, and then she held on the left trigger, sighting down on the leftmost locust she could see, before pressing her hoof down the right trigger and not letting go.
Okay.
And she
There
yelled-
is no pony freak of Applejack being a murderous psycho bitch. So
Applejack yelled out enthusiastically, "Say hello to my little friend!"
Oh God, Scarface.
Say hello to my little friend. Boop.
As she
Get
stitched
the
her
funny-
fire over the locust line one by one, felling her foes in short, systematic order. Bullets from the locust line slammed into Marcus in response, sending small bursts of blood flying from his body and causing a crimson cog to appear in the center of Applejack's screen. The orange mare ignored this, however, and kept on firing, her eyes sealed in determination. She is focused and in attention. Only the repeated sound that she heard every time she was about to run out of ammunition gave her any warning, and she quickly ducked Marcus behind cover just as the magazine ran dry. Soon enough, Applejack had managed to whittle the crowd down a little more than a single locust, cowering behind a lone section of wall in front of the orange mare. "Pinkie, this one's all yours. Go get him. Okie dokie Loki."
Mother.
Came Pinkie Pie's confident cry of affirmation as she narrowed her own character into a roadie run, charging straight for the last enemy standing. As she reached her foe, Pinkie vaguely recalling something in her book about a melee attack, which frankly sounded quite tasty and felt like it would go well with some vanilla.
She has no
Of
idea.
course. That's
A
Pinkie
punch
Pie.
to the face sounds good with vanilla. Yes, yes. I want that now.
Not fully knowing what she was about to do, Pinkie Pie held on the B button and watched with eager anticipation for what would happen next. What she had not expected to hear, however, was a low guttural roar as the contraption affixed to the bottom of her rifle came to shocking life, its blades revving in mechanical fury as they gnashed together with an "Oh God, she's got the Lancer!"
Well, what do you suspect her to have? The bayonet lancer?
Wait.
Seriously?
Is that bad, good, or what?
She's got the
Depends on
chainsaw
if the
rifle,
paint
dude.
starts deflating.
Okay, you remember? Okay, if I remember correctly, in the fan fiction Cupcake, she had a chainsaw. If I'm right. Well, think this to be worse. You have a gun that has a chainsaw as an underbarrel attachment.
In a flash, Pinkie's character immediately bore down on the crunched locust with his full weight, shoving the front end of his weapon into the pale creature's torso, the chainsaw roaring. The spinning blades ripped through flesh and sinew like a hot knife through butter, sending a fountain of blood flying everywhere. Some of it even splattered right over the camera's viewpoint. In the end of the terribly messy ordeal, the locust had toppled to the floor in two messily severed halves, with a sickening wet splat. Blood splattered all over the floor, the camera's view, and Pinkie Pie's character. Throughout the entire display, Pinkie Pie's eyes had remained glued to what was happening on screen, her mouth utterly agape with a sheer display of brutality. Ugh, it smells bad. What are these guys made of, shit?
I get the feeling. Oh God. If this
Are
if
we-
this
are
isn't
we-
like some sort of BS excuse to say video games cause violence, I don't know what is.
Are we gonna have a repeat of Pinkie Pie learns a new word?
No, but let's just see what happens with her.
Pinkie Pie's character muttered as the blood slowly disappeared from the camera's view, but not from his body or the ground around him. Twilight felt as though she was going to lose it right then and there. The purple-maned unicorn hurriedly excused both herself and her faithful assistant to the nearby restroom, which is quickly accompanied by loud sounds of lunch being forced back up by an unwilling gullet.
Yeah, horse puke, hooray!
Applejack's face had gone a color of similar shade of sickly green, as the color Earth Pony set her controller aside and rushed for the bathroom with her front hoof over her mouth, clearly struggling to hold back the bile that was starting to spill over.
There better be 2 toilets. That's as far as I know.
Either that or somebody's gonna have to puke in the bathtub.
Oh
Dash.
God, no.
Dash, equally sickened by this display, tried to reach the bathroom ahead of Applejack but was too late. The door slammed shut in her face and she was forced to stay outside with her vomit slowly forcing its way out of her stomach and into her throat. It took almost all of her willpower to hold the slowly mounting wave of nausea back. "Guys, let me in, please!" She begged, her eyes watering with the effort now. And from a low menacing voice came from behind the room and says,
"Hey, Dashy,
Uh-oh.
why don't you come over here and finish this part with me?
Mommy.
Mommy?
Just run. Just run. There's no options. Just run.
No thanks, Pinkie. I'd much rather take a break right now. Aw, come on, Dash.
Run outside, Dash. There's the bushes.
said Pinkie Pie, her voice sounding much closer now. Dash could almost swear she felt something hot around her neck. As Dash's eyes darted side to side in nervousness, she suddenly felt the light touch of 2 hooves descend upon her wings.
Best friends stick together forever, right?
Oh, dear God.
All aboard the Nope train to fuck that bill. Digital Railroader will be your train conductor.
No brakes.
Just stop it, Pinkie.
Dash couldn't stop her voice from quavering this time, barely able to hold back the tide of rising bile. Normally she was brave and overconfident, but Celestia, darn it, Pinkie was creeping the hay out of her like this. You're...
Oh, Celestia. Dashy, Dashy, Dashy.
Mommy?
Get out of there! Just get the hell out of there!
Don't you want to... Hey!
Pinkie Pie gave a shout of surprise as she soon found herself being showered by a brownish, stinky liquid that stuck to her mane, slowly running off her hair with the gooey stickiness of fresh maple syrup.
Ew, Dashy! What did you do that for? I was only joking.
For those wondering, yes, Rainbow Dash has puked all over Pinkie Pie.
I laughed, Mom. I laughed.
Oh,
What'd you get, you bitch?
It's getting really hard to concentrate.
Somebody else. Not
This is getting really hard to concentrate with everybody puking about.
What's going on out here?
Suddenly turned into an episode of Pony Jackass.
What's going on out here? Came Twilight's voice as she dragged herself out of the toilet, a still groggy Applejack at her side.
Dashy here thought it would be a good idea to show me what she ate for lunch,
Moaned Pinkie Pie, still trying to wipe her mane free of whatever it was Rainbow Dash had just retched all over her.
Seriously, right for trying to scare me?
Rainbow Dash gasped, but she dry heaved one more time before shoving her way past Twilight and Applejack and into the bathroom, followed by the sound of more force stretching as Rainbow Dash tried to empty the remaining contents of her now vacant stomach.
Hi, I'm Rainbow Dash. Welcome to Jackass, the Regret Edition.
Girls?
Okay, I'm stopped.
Girls, I think we better call it a day here. I don't think I can stomach any more of this.
Twilight said weakly as she quickly trotted over to this console before hitting the power button, abruptly shutting it off.
Aw, we were just getting to the good part!
Pinkie Pie exclaimed, much to the chagrin and ticked-off stare of an otherwise sickened Twilight Sparkle.
Can I at least stay over to play the rest of it? Huh, Twilight? Can I?
Fuck that. You ponies can't handle this shit.
The lavender unicorn felt her hoof pressing onto her forehead in exasperation, duly hoping she wouldn't regret what she would say next. Alright, fine, but keep the volume on the TV down, please. I'd like to still be able to sleep peacefully at night.
Yay!
Yay! Pinkie Pie exclaimed, clearly overjoyed, and before any pony could protest, she had already started up the Xbox 360 again, continuing on where they had left off with nary a pause, this time on single player. Oh boy. Come on, girls, let's get out of here. I don't think I can watch it.
Oh god. Twilight, what did you just do?
Let's get out of here. I don't think I can watch any more of this. Especially if she revs that thing up again. Twilight quickly trotted out of her basement. Rainbow Dash and Applejack quickly following in tow after they bade Pinkie Pie a few brief farewells. Now that the pink Earth Pony had already heard him to begin with, she was too fixated on the screen, already eagerly revving up her chainsaw bayonet for its next kill. Oh boy.
Is that the end of the chapter?
Nope.
Something tells me nope.
Twilight tossed and turned
Survey says no.
Twilight tossed and turned about in her bed, trying to ignore the ticking clock that now read 2:03 a.m. She had been trying her best to get to sleep for the past several hours, but apparently Pinkie Pie had forgotten her instructions to turn the volume down, but she could still hear the distant of machine guns firing through the basement floor, and the even more horrifying sound of that barbaric contraption. Well then. Each time she heard that sound, images of that scene where Pinkie's character had so brutally eviscerated the locust drone would flood her mind, prompting an even fresher wave of nausea as she would then fight to keep her dinner down, shutting her eyes tightly in an attempt to dispel the images. Ugh, I'm never gonna get any sleep at the rate Pinkie keeps playing that game, Twilight thought frustratedly to herself as she threw her pillow over her ears to shut the sound out, but failed to do so. Just as she was on the verge of simply throwing herself out of bed to go downstairs and tell Pinkie it was time to stop playing, noises abruptly stopped and the light from downstairs went out. Huh, I guess she might be getting some sleep after all. Lavender Unicorn thought to herself, satisfied, and turned over in her bed, finally letting out a peaceful smile settle over her features. Peace and quiet had come at last.
Fuck!
Twilight froze, her eyes stabbing open, wide in horror. Her eyes darted to the left in the direction of her door, but she dared not even move a muscle. As the door slowly creaked open, she heard hoof steps gradually draw ever closer to the bed, the blood-curdling thump of each one growing louder and louder by the second. Just as the hoof steps were right behind her, they suddenly stopped, and Twilight simply just lay there, frozen in terror. She dared not even breathe, or even let out the slightest squeak of terror, no matter how badly she wanted to. Hey, Twilight!
Mommy!
Rang a familiar voice, echoing from the inky darkness behind her. While every bone in her body begged her not to, the Lavender Unicorn found herself turning around to face whatever awaited her. When she saw it, her pupils shrank to the size of pinpricks, her eyes widening with gut-wrenching terror. Right behind her, silhouetted in the moonlight, stood Pinkie Pie. But not the Pinkie that Twilight knew and cherished as the best of her friends. Oh.
Mommy!
Her eyes were hollow and empty, dotted only by pupils even tinier than Twilight's own. In place of her normally warm and cheery smile was a deranged, nigh bloodthirsty grin that literally made Twilight's heart skip a beat. Or two.
Flat-maned?
I don't know.
I think the chainsaw bayonet on the Lancer is a pretty interesting invention,
Pinkie said in an extremely creepy, strangled voice that sent every hair on Twilight's body standing ramrod straight.
You know, I think it'd be pretty popular if I invented it, but I foresee some test subjects for my prototype!
Prototype?!
Pinkie Pie reached over to pull the ignition cord on the contraption she held in her hoof, and almost immediately gave a mighty roar that shuddered to life. Twilight Sparkle's terrified scream rang throughout the entire library that night, followed by peals of high deranged laughter that echoed for yards throughout.
AKA fucked for all eternity.
Man, Twilight, you're no fun! You're no fun!
Pinkie Pie groaned with the massive bandages that covered her head as she walked the streets of Ponyville the next
Got her ass kicked.
Pinkie, you ambushed me in the middle of the night, made me think you decided to go completely loco on us, and that you were going to kill me. Did you think I was ever going to do anything less than smash you over the head with a crowbar and tell to whoa?
That was
She went Gordon Freeman on Pinkie's ass!
You even have that prank item that sounded like a chainsaw, just like a chainsaw, for less you say. I thought I was going to die! Twilight ranted, her eyes wide and bloodshot from the lack of sleep. If I were Gilda, I'd have murdered you for that prank. Please, for the sake of all that is good and holy, don't do that to me again.
Yeesh, man.
I'd go nuts on that too with that nasty prank. That was not humorous at all.
I probably
No,
would
it's
have
not.
killed her first if she had done that to me.
Alright, jeez, Pinkie Pie relented, giving her friend a comforting hug and a pat on the shoulder as she apologized. I'm sorry about last night, alright? If anything, you should be wishing that Applejack and Dashy were there too. Oh, Celestia, that would have been the best prank ever! I wish you could have seen the looks on their faces. Your expression was priceless, Twilight!
Things don't ever
And
change.
this is the part where you shut the fuck up, Pinkie.
The pink earth pony bursts out into peals of laughter again, practically rolling around on the ground in stitches, and Twilight simply shook her head, exasperated. If anything, she decided not to point out the fact that if Applejack and Rainbow Dash had been there, Pinkie Pie would have ended up with a lot more than just a bloody lump on her head. Some things about Pinkie Pie just never changed.
But wait, they just mentioned that she had to use a crowbar. Does that mean Chapter 3 is indeed Half-Life 2?
Back in the royal palace, Princess Celestia allowed herself an impish grin as she twirled a small piece of parchment with her right hoof. By right, Twilight should have received this note alongside her testing copy, but due to otherwise mysterious circumstances, it had somehow not been included in the packaging.
Celestia, you troll.
Emblazoned in enormous red text and further bolded for posterity was a simple warning notice. Warning! This game has not yet been implemented with the filter mature content option as of this build, and as thus is considered to have violent imagery that is not suitable for ponies of all ages. If you so desire, you may request for a more complete build copy at a later date or another title to test. Thank you once again for your assistance, the Canada University of Electrical Engineering. Well then. Giggling to herself, Celestia set aside her mirth and focused on the newest package that had just arrived on her desk from the Canada University of Computer Science. Computer Science?
Why do I get the feeling this will be worth the wait?
Gay Ben.
I can be reached at gayben@valvesoftware.com. Remember, have fun.
Enclosed with an official letter from the university's school board, a sleek black package had been shipped under priority order to the had been shipped under priority order to the royal palace. Celestia had not bothered to look inside yet, but enclosed the said package was a rectangular metallic container that bore a picture of a maneless bearded pony on the front cover, extending an inviting hoof forward. While his face might not have been wholly visible, his twin orbs could still be seen. Framed inside the black depths of his eyes were two seemingly suspended crystal lattices that shimmered with an unearthly green. In his outstretched hoof, eerily beautiful yet subtly haunting crystals pulsed with a fluorescent emerald glow. They may have looked like any other piece of raw jewelry, but something about them just felt alien to be disturbingly unnatural. If one looked closely enough, it would seem as if they were actually growing. If anything, this new game would be just the thing that her dear student would enjoy so much, and sending it to her tomorrow would at least make up for the heart attack she'd probably given the poor filly today by sending her Gears of War without the mature content filter. With a warm smile, the royal monarch stamped her personal seal upon the letter she had addressed to Twilight Sparkle with the package, and awaited the coming of a new day. And that concludes Chapter 2.
I can't say I recognize the description you just gave of the next game.
I will say at Chapter 3 they'll be dealing with... Hang on, I have it right here.
Freeman.
No. Chapter 3, the girls will be dealing with Command and Conquer Tiberium Wars.
Wait,
Never
what?
heard of that.
Tiberium, I love that.
Never heard much.
Yeah. But I think we'll call it a night here, since it's been a crazy night.
Yeah.
I just wanted to forget
Alright, I
the
think,
shit that happened.
Dude.
Just try and go to bed early, Gonzo, seriously.
Seriously, that's all you can do.
Sure.
Stop worrying about it.
Well, I'll see you lovely folks around some other time.
Alrighty.
See ya!
Okay. I guess that'll be it for tonight.